The Temple Mount in Jerusalem is one of the most sacred places in the world, revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. The site has been home to two ancient temples, both of which were destroyed centuries ago, and a third temple is currently being planned. But what secrets and mysteries lie hidden beneath the surface of this historic site? Archaeological digs in the area have uncovered artifacts and structures from the first and second temples, providing insights into the daily lives of the people who lived in Jerusalem during those times. But there is still much that remains unknown. What are some of the mysteries and secrets that remain hidden about the previous temples in Jerusalem? There are many, but some of the most intriguing are the location of the Holy of Holies, which was the most sacred room in the temple, and the exact layout of the temple precincts, which have been described in ancient texts but have never been fully confirmed through archaeological evidence. The layout of the temple precincts is particularly fascinating, as it was said to have been based on a divine blueprint given to King David by God himself. The exact location of the gates, courtyards, and chambers within the temple precincts has been a subject of debate among scholars for centuries. What secrets have been uncovered in recent archaeological digs? We have found evidence of a massive underground water system, which would have been used to provide water for the temple and the surrounding city. We have also found inscriptions and artifacts that shed light on the daily lives of the people who lived in Jerusalem during the time of the Second Temple. New discoveries are still being made, as researchers use advanced technologies to uncover hidden secrets and solve ancient mysteries. But one thing is certain: the temples of Jerusalem continue to fascinate and inspire people from all over the world. What potential economic benefits could building a third temple have for Jerusalem and Israel? The construction of a third temple would create jobs for architects, engineers, construction workers, and many others, boosting employment and the local economy. Additionally, the influx of tourists from all over the world who would come to see the third temple could generate billions of dollars in revenue for the city and country. Tourism is a major industry in Jerusalem, and the construction of a third temple would only increase its appeal. Many visitors to the city come specifically to see the Temple Mount, and the addition of a new temple would only enhance their experience. What impact would a third temple have on tourism in Jerusalem? It would definitely attract even more visitors to the city, not just from religious pilgrims but also from people interested in history and culture. The third temple would be a major attraction, and the surrounding area would likely see an increase in hotels, restaurants, and other tourist-related businesses. The construction of a third temple would also require the purchase of construction materials and the hiring of local labor, providing a boost to the Israeli economy. In addition, the upkeep and maintenance of the temple would provide ongoing jobs for Israelis. How can sustainable building practices be incorporated into the construction of the third temple? There are a number of ways. For example, we can use sustainable building materials such as recycled steel and wood to reduce the environmental impact of the construction process. We can also incorporate energy-efficient systems, such as solar panels, to power the building. In addition to reducing the environmental impact of the construction process, sustainable building practices can also help to reduce the ongoing maintenance and operational costs of the temple. We can use 3D modeling and virtual reality to design the temple, allowing us to see how it will look and function before it's built. We can also use advanced sensors and monitoring systems to ensure the structural integrity of the temple over time. The use of modern technology not only improves the accuracy and efficiency of the construction process but also provides an opportunity to preserve the historic significance of the site by creating detailed records of the temple's design and construction. What is the significance of a third temple in Jewish theology? The third temple is a central concept in Jewish eschatology, the study of the end times. It is believed that the rebuilding of the temple will usher in the Messianic era and fulfill biblical prophecies. The temple is seen as a symbol of God's presence on earth, and its rebuilding is seen as a restoration of that presence. For Jews, the rebuilding of the temple represents a restoration of their religious and cultural identity and a return to the land of Israel. How does the concept of a third temple relate to Christian eschatology? For Christians, the construction of a third temple is linked to the return of Jesus and the end of the world. In the book of Revelation, the temple is described as being in the holy city of Jerusalem, and its existence is a key element in the end times prophecy. For Christians, the Third Temple is seen as a symbol of God's ultimate plan for the world and the culmination of human history. How do these different beliefs impact the construction of the Third Temple? The construction of the Third Temple is a complex issue with theological, political, and historical implications. It is important for people of all faiths to engage in respectful dialogue and work together towards a solution that respects the diversity of beliefs and values of those involved. The construction of a Third Temple in Jerusalem is a highly anticipated event for many, but the region is prone to earthquakes, which presents a unique set of challenges for construction. The region is located on the intersection of several tectonic plates, which makes it prone to earthquakes. The construction of the Third Temple must take into consideration the potential for seismic activity and be designed to withstand earthquakes of a certain magnitude. To ensure the safety and structural integrity of the Third Temple, a thorough seismic risk assessment must be conducted. This assessment will help determine the appropriate design and construction techniques necessary to mitigate the potential risks associated with earthquakes. What structural techniques can be used to ensure the safety of the Third Temple in the event of an earthquake? There are a number of techniques that can be used, such as base isolation, which involves separating the building from the ground using bearings or springs. Other techniques include using reinforced concrete and steel framing, as well as flexible building materials that can bend and sway during an earthquake. In addition to the structural techniques used during construction, ongoing monitoring and maintenance will also be necessary to ensure the long-term safety of the Third Temple. For the Jewish community, the Third Temple would be a symbol of national and religious pride, and a sign of hope for the future. How would the construction of the Third Temple impact the Muslim community? The construction of the Third Temple would be viewed by many Muslims as a violation of the sanctity of the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Temple Mount. It would be seen as a challenge to the Muslim identity and sovereignty over the site.